Right then, welcome back to the channel, Stephen Howson. Today I'm going to be looking at 5 things that we have to see in the new Manchester United Stadium. Things that have to be brought into or over from Old Trafford. Let's get into it. Number 1, then, we have to bring over our heritage. The new stadium has to serve as a living monument to who Manchester United are. It has to serve as the symbol of who we are. And to do that, you have to respect where we've come from. And I think some of the things that exist at Old Trafford at the moment have to be brought over without any question whatsoever. And they weren't in the announcement video. We saw no references to them whatsoever. And number 1 has to be like the Munich clock, the Munich tunnel. And I think things like the Trinity statue. We've got statues of legendary figures around Old Trafford at the moment. Sir Matt Busby, overlooking the 3 boys from the Trinity. You've got Sir Alex Ferguson's statue. You've got Dennis Law inside the Stretford end. Those have to be recited and flanking the entrances the way they are at the moment. I imagine the museum's going to get upgraded and expanded, which I think it needs to be accessible year round. That should showcase things like a real big display on the '68 Cup win on Munich itself. George Best, Ryan Giggs. Ryan Giggs could have his own trophy room. He's got that many trophies. But all of those things, those physical relics, weaved with a little bit of cutting-edge storytelling to ensure that the heritage of Manchester United is properly paid homage to. Because if you're not about who the club was, then how can you be about what the club is? Secondly, I think there has to be improved transport. For the new United Stadium to truly elevate the matchday experience, you have to fix one of the issues that exists at the moment, which is Old Trafford was built on the edge of an industrial estate, on the edge of a housing estate. And as such, it feels like it. There isn't a lot of parking. But I think if you're going to be a truly modern stadium, 2030s when it's due to be finished, can't see us hitting that target, by the way. I think there has to be truly modern infrastructure around it. There's been expansions of the tram network. It's still a mission to get to Old Trafford from the tram network. They've been talking about upgrading the train station. Let's see consistent, frequent trains. The trams that come to Old Trafford are embarrassing. The tram's a great network. It's clean. It's relatively cheap. It's frequent. But they only put 2 carriages on. How are you expected to get 75,000 people away from Old Trafford when you put in 2 carriages on? Like, they're not fit for purpose. Put a dedicated train on that runs frequently. I've been to so many stadiums around the world at national tournaments, international tournaments, and even just visiting, matches in other countries. And the transportation to get away from stadiums is so much better than the infrastructure that you've got in Manchester and around Old Trafford. I choose to drive at the moment because it's the easiest way for me to get in and out. And I park on Wasteland, and I pay 12 quid to park on Wasteland. If I could get in and out of the city centre like that on a tram, like where I'm shooting now, in my studio in Manchester, we are 150 metres from Piccadilly Gardens, right? There is a tram stop right there. And it's easier for me to go and walk further that way to where my car's parked, get in my car, to sit in traffic along the Mancunian Way, to fuck around, to go and park near Old Trafford, and then walk back to my car and walk afterwards. That shouldn't be even a consideration. I should be able to just jip down there, get on the tram, it'd be a piece of piss, and then get back into town afterwards. That's what a proper place would do. There should be provisions for people to drive if they choose to, but we should absolutely be making the most of public transport. If you're going to overhaul and regenerate that entire area, the trams, they should have a plan to get everybody out of Old Trafford and into the city centre within 1 hour. That's 100,000 people. That should be the goal. Now, you're not going to need to do that, but when you think about the people that are going to be working there, or working around in the area, you should have the facilities to be able to bring 100,000 people to and from within 1 hour. I think that would be an absolutely fine target for them to hit. Thirdly, I'm going to say modernity. The new United Stadium has to stand as a beacon of innovation. They seem to be making all of the right noises. They seem to be saying all the correct buzzwords. But it needs to be a state-of-the-art masterpiece that redefines what a football venue can be. You can't just go and do what everybody else has already done. Those things have already been done, and now they're aging. The same way that Old Trafford 20 years ago was fairly modern, now it isn't. So you have to push the innovation. The seating could be better. Every seat could have unobstructed sight lines. They could be a little bit more comfortable because, well, I don't sit down anyway. But if I did, my knees touch the seat in front and it's all shoulders. Like, I can't sit with another adult either side of me because there just isn't enough room. Entry should be a breeze thanks to next generation electronic turnstiles. There should be ways to get in and out of the ground a hell of a lot easier than they already are. Inside the stadium, you would hope it's going to be buzzing with some modern amenities. For those that want it, high-speed Wi-Fi probably should blanket every single corner, allowing fans to get updates on their phone from other matches, maybe even check live replays. Some TVs in there for checking replays and stuff like that would be a bonus. But don't take away from the atmosphere. I think sometimes you can get a little bit bogged down in that. At the World Cup and at the Euros, some of the technology that was available was nice, and it did enhance the reason that you're there, which can't be lost. You can't forget the reason that you're there. The reason that you are there is to watch and support the match. That has to be at the forefront, but you can make it a little bit more comfortable and a little bit easier for people. And if you do that, it might also encourage people to stick around longer rather than get in and get out as absolutely fast as they can do. A big one that needs to be revamped is the food court and the concourses. Visiting things like the SoFi Stadium on pre-season tour, seeing what was available in Qatar, going to like baseball and American football games like I have done in the States, and even just seeing how easy it was in Germany at the Euros. There's so much more that Manchester United could be doing on the concourses with the food to be able to make it better. You should be having craft beers that celebrate local breweries. There should be local food. Just because you're producing food on a large scale doesn't mean that you should be producing it cheaply. There shouldn't be any frozen anything in there. There's an ability to make all of this fresh, or at least have it not frozen. Technology can expand the stadium at its core. There could be retractable roofs. There could be climate control to ensure good conditions regardless of weather. LED lighting systems that, do all that light bollocks at the start of a game. It's not atmosphere, but I guess some people really do like that sort of stuff. The pitch itself could incorporate some technology. We've had undersoil heating for probably 30, 35 years. But there's got to be more hybrid grass technologies that ensure that the grass is the greenest grass it can be, that it's a pristine quality, that it's the perfect billiard surface for every single match. Embrace technology in every single way that we can and ensure that this place really is the place that other clubs, other national governing bodies come around and go, this is the cutting edge of every single aspect of it. Best in class, it should be everything. We should have the best fucking toilets. We should have the best fucking pies. We should have the best fucking drinks dispensers. No matter what it is. Manchester United used to stand for all that sort of stuff, pre-Glazers. If you're going to do this properly, it has to stand for all of that again. Next, I'm going to say pride. Now, I've spoken about this in the past. When you enter Old Trafford as a player or an opposition player, you walk through where they store all of the lawnmowers, and then you walk across a car park, and you go through a steel shutter door into the changing room. It doesn't feel like Old Trafford, does it? It doesn't feel like you're walking into this arena of the biggest football club in the world. I think every single match day, United players and opposition players need to fucking know where they are. When I look at the way Real Madrid unveil their signings, they have that room which has got all of their Champions Leagues in it, from the old style one to the new style one. And it's sensational. And I go, I'm fucking definitely jealous of what they've got there. There isn't anywhere to do that at Manchester United. When you see United's trophy room, you see all them trophies. It's like FA Youth Cups and the Milk Cup, the Northern Ireland tournament. There isn't one room that you can go and see 20 Premier League trophies, 13 Premier League trophies and 7 league titles, and all of our European Cups all in one go. And there should be. Now, what I would love, a wall of winners. As you step off the coach as a United player or an opposition player, I want every single title that this club has won, the major ones, your European Cups, your FA Cups, your Premier Leagues, and you walk past them on the way in. As an opposition player, you're going, Jesus. Never even seen the Premier League trophy up close. There's 13 of them. Never seen the European Cup. My God. And as a United player, remember who the fuck you play for. Remember what the standards of this fucking club are. I don't think it'd be a bad thing to be reminded of that every single fucking match day as you're walking in. That's what it should be about. You walk past all of the glory of this club and get reminded what your fucking job is to be. And I think that'd be brilliant. And do you know what? Outside of that, there's probably two places that fans visiting Old Trafford want to take a picture. Trinity and the big fucking front entrance where Matt Busby is. It says Manchester United. That's the places that people take photos, right? And inside. What a brilliant photo opportunity. You want people to hang around the stadium, spend more money around the stadium. Do more shit around the stadium that's fucking Instagrammable. And you'll soon get people to do that. Celebrate our icons. I don't think it should be a low bar the way City have got it or the way Arsenal have got it, where if you fucking spent 3/4 of an hour there one afternoon and won a fucking League Cup, you get a statue outside. But Manchester United have got some serious icons. Where's my Erik Cantona statue? Where's my Ryan Giggs statue? Where's my David Beckham statue? Where's Brian Robson's statue? Where's Bill Foulkes' statue? Do you know what I mean? Where's all of these fucking legends' statues? Roy Keane, Wayne Rooney. Get them out there. Let people come and take their fucking pictures with the ones that they like the most. Have all of these different areas around the ground where people can do it. And finally, there might be a bonus one here. Intimidation. Now, they sort of touched on this already. Jim touched on it in his interview on Monday with Gary Neville, where he said the crowd is worth points. I'm glad he acknowledged that. And then when they released the info for the stadium, they talked about how close the fans are to the pitch. I like that. And they're talking about a big red wall, echoing what Dortmund have got with one massive stand. And Tottenham obviously were inspired by that with their same thing as well. I'm on the top deck of Stretford End. It'd be brilliant if the Stretford End was one continuous, massive fucking red wall of 15, 20,000 of the most hardcore United voices and fans and noise, the heartbeat of the crowd, a relentless force that just fucking intimidates every single team from warm-up to final whistle. That's what you want. Something that's engineered to trap and focus those acoustics, to amplify every single shut the fuck up. You scouse bastard. To fucking have it reverberating through the fucking bones of anyone who dares stand opposite us. Pre-game fan zones outside. You go to Old Trafford at the moment, you can go to the Bishops, you can go to the Trafford. They're pretty close. They're probably still going to be more or less as close on the way down. You get yourself down to Old Trafford, there should be a big fan zone or a supporters club, maybe one in every stand, every corner of the ground. The Stretford End Supporters Club, where it can host 5,000 out of those 20,000, and you can get on it for 2, 3, 4 hours beforehand, and the beer's priced to get you in there rather than priced to make a profit, which I guess it probably will be inside the stadium. But you can start with the fucking singing, and you can start with the chants in there, and you can watch the early kickoffs maybe on the telly and all that lot before you fucking go out there, and you can get warmed up. You get inside the ground, the intimidation starts to fucking peak. That's what it's all about. Get in there. You want people in there spending money as a club as long as possible. Create spaces for us to do that. There's nowhere for us to do that at the moment. There's literally nowhere attached to the ground that you can get a beer unless you've gone inside that's on the club land. Hotel football's rammed. It can hold a couple of 100 people, and it's fucking rammed. Have one place that holds 5,000 fucking people, and it doesn't take you more than a minute to get served, because there's those little automatic self-serve things all over the gaff that you can do contactless payment with and get yourself a bev. And you want an atmosphere, you'll have an atmosphere. Because you'll have 20,000 people off their fucking nut before all the big games. And it'd be absolutely sensational. That's what you want. Have a little bit of fucking intimidation factor. And then, number 6. What else do we want to see inside the new Old Trafford? Trophies. New ones. Number 21. Number 22. Another European Cup. That's what we fucking want in the new Old Trafford. More than Wi-Fi. More than fucking gourmet mushy peas. more than the big red wall, more than fucking cheap tickets for 21-year-olds so they can actually fucking get to the game and go with their mates. Unallocated seating would be another one I would like to see. But more than all of that, we want fucking trophies. We want league titles and European Cups. You deliver that, could play at fucking Droylsden for all I care. Give us your thoughts. See you in the next one. Laters. Hey, thank you for watching the video. If you are new around these parts, then don't forget to subscribe. My channel is proudly supported by my community on Patreon. If you'd like to get a little bit of extra content, a Discord group, meetups, five-a-side games, weekly podcasts, behind the scenes, and even an occasional bit of transfer news as and when I get it, then for the price of a pint, you can show your appreciation for the content that we make and get some goodies for doing so as well. Check the link in the description or click the button right here. You'll also find all of my socials here too if you want to follow me on any of those platforms. Nice one.